is everything predetermined, or do we have a say in anything? Does our voice count? Does our vote count? Do our thoughts count? Does it make any difference? Are you even any way and form completely responsible for what you say and what you do? Just want you to raise your hand and touch your head. Okay. I asked you to raise your hand, and you did. Now that was an action performed by you, right? So what was the process involved? You heard me saying, raise your hand. And then you said, I have to raise my hand. And that message was relayed to the brain. And then the brain sent a message to the muscles to do what I asked you to do. But before that thought even entered you, before that thought even entered your mind, there was something behind it all that actually caused you to do that. Even before the thought entered. Thought is just is part of your mind. The action is in the body. What makes a thought come up? Have you ever thought of the fact that behind everything there is someone inside of you watching all the fun, but unaffected by it? It is not your thought. It is not your action. It is not your body. It is not your energy. It is not your emotion. It is not your anger. It is unaffected and comes before and observes everything that's happening. So in a certain way, there is this divine energy that is actually manifesting in different ways, as a thought in your head, as an action to lift your arm, as an insult in a rally, as an election of a wrong person, as a mob, as a movement. This is all consciousness moving in different directions. Sometimes it manifests in one way, sometimes it manifests in another. I mean, if I had the chance to blow up your entire body, make it huge, you would notice that all through it there are holes. It's not complete. We see it as one complete body, but there are holes everywhere, and you are being flooded with consciousness. If you were in water, you'd be able to see that very easily, because when a fish is in water, it's everywhere, right? It's inside the fish, it's outside the fish. Similarly, you are everywhere. This thing that we call consciousness is everywhere. It manifests in different ways. You believe that you are doing something. I'm just crooking my finger. Yes, the thought came up. But what made me think of actually crooking my finger? What came before that? What is there that's always there? Why are we telling you to meditate? Why are we telling you to get to your source? You have 4 states of consciousness that we all know about. The waking state that you all know about. The dreaming state. In the dreaming state, everything is extremely real. You can see colors, you can feel emotions, your blood pressure is raised. But the dream exists because you are. Because you are there. Creating that dream, it's there. But then you have the sleeping state, during which time you know nothing. You know nothing. Nothing works. The mind, as you know it, has completely shut down. It's not working. But when you wake up, you know you were sleeping. Something inside of you, see, I'm trying to point out to that observer that we need to find. There is something inside of you that knew you slept well. Right? Right or wrong?
Right.
Yeah. That was always there, observing the fact that you're sleeping and knowing that you slept well. And that's what we call the 4th stage of consciousness. It's called Turiya. It just means the 4th. It is that state that observes everything, that knows everything but is unaffected by it. If you are everything, if everything manifests as everything, then you are in every way responsible for everything that happens around you. And at the same time, you're not at all responsible, because this is consciousness expressing itself in different ways. It's the same electricity that's flowing through us. At some points, the circuitry is bad. And you get those bad elements, those evil elements. But the power of your thought, the power of your belief, the power of your knowledge is what will triumph in the end. As long as you believe that nothing I say or do is enough, what can we do? There's no point in anything. That's how things will remain. But the minute you mobilize your thoughts, collective thoughts give rise to collective energy and can move things. Alone we can't do anything about anything. But together we can. And that too is consciousness playing through us. It's all a play. It's all a joke. You might wake up from all of this in someone's dream. What if we are just actors in someone else's dream? That's another state of consciousness, right? And my favorite one, right? The bacteria in the nostril of a giant. It gives perspective from not putting too much pressure on you to do something. Things you do not do anything. Honestly, if you think about how thoughts come up and how things are mobilized, things are done through you. Things are done through you. And if you are angry and if you are annoyed with how things are, then do something. Because idle talk, living room parlor pontification is of no use. We're all giving our different views and viewpoints, and this one said that and that one said that. Actively involve yourself to the extent you can. And if it is to change, it will change. If it is not going to change, then you have to learn to live with it. You have to learn to create your own little bubble of happiness. Because beside, above and beyond everything, whatever's happening outside in this world, there are a million good things happening. But we are only thinking about that one bad thing. That's just one thing that's happening. There are so many good things. That's why I only listen to BBC World Service. They talk about all different countries. They talk about somebody who managed a call center, someone who started a repair store, someone who brought sanitary pads to the women of Kenya. Lovely little stories that makes you know that good things are happening in this world. And your job is not to be the minister for doom and gloom. Your job is to spread hope and belief. Because if there isn't any hope and belief, we cannot even take a step forward. If you think that the earth is going to fall under you, you can't even put your foot forward. We have to have faith that truth will prevail, that goodness will prevail. And you have to become the minister for happiness. Every time you get this overwhelming sense of doom and gloom, go back to that person who's observing and having a good laugh, watching you getting all upset. And get back to that center that's calm, that's peaceful, that knows that at the end of it all, it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. It's all consciousness, playing here, playing there. In our scriptures, we call it Leela. Leela is God having fun with us. Everyone in a different drama. If you don't have big dramas, you have small dramas. Why did you write me that letter? Why did you say that on my post? What kind of clothes are you wearing? How dare she speak to me like that? Some have bigger dramas. They're attacked. They're sexually assaulted. Some people are trying to split the earth in half and destroy the planet in a year. There's drama everywhere. And we are all part of it. We are part of this Leela. And the best attitude you can have, the best way you can contribute, is if you're centered. Nothing much comes from being annoyed and angry. You can only be annoyed and angry for a short while. Then you'll forget. And with it will go your drive and your resolve to do anything good. Just when it's going on, yeah. Remember last year this time, on February, everyone was, oh, guns, no more guns, no more guns. What happened to that? It's gone. Anger can only take you that far for such a short period of time. If you really want to do something, you've got to pull it all back into your real beliefs. And you just take your foot forward in that direction, doing the right things for what you believe in, knowing that the results are going to come. Knowing that your actions, your thoughts matter. Your vote counts. Your attitudes and values create a community. Your energy meeting in groups like this change the aura of the entire city that you live in. You matter and you can make that difference. And at the same time, nothing you say or do matters. It's all orchestrated from above. It just is what is.